welcome back to the Pokevlog. Welcome back to the office. I know it's been a while since you guys were in here, but I figured might as well go ahead and do a little bit of a vlog in here because we're just going to talk about a little bit of stuff today, and it's not been the best weather out as it is. So, as you guys saw with whatever little montage I did at the beginning, I have enough candies for a Magikarp to evolve to a Gyarados. In fact, I had enough candies for a Magikarp to evolve. And that's because, been a little bit back and forth on content. The birds, still being around. There isn't anything really new we haven't done, and we're waiting on Mewtwo to drop. So, I just, been preparing, basically, and Gyarados is one of the things that I was preparing for. Now, I wanted to make a much bigger deal out of getting Gyarados, but it seems like the candy grind for it within the last couple months has just been like nothing, and all of a sudden, we had the capability of doing it. So I figured, why not, in preparation for Mewtwo, do so. And there is reason for that, actually. So, I'm going to go over with you guys what Pokemon are actually good against Mewtwo. What you should look for within your Pokemon box to try and power up if you haven't done so already. But before we do that, I want to talk about something just a little bit more serious. So the Pokemon Go community has been a little bit toxic lately, and not for the right reasons. Now, you guys know me. I'm all about getting a little bit pissed off about a video game, but it's been focused towards the wrong people. A lot of the community has been focusing their anger towards a certain content creator that is, well, arguably one of the biggest content creators in the community, and I feel like I don't really have much room to talk about it anyway, but I just want to cover it really briefly. Now, people are mad at him for voicing his opinion on the fairness of the game right now and what people feel on it and such, and it's not right. If you guys want to be pissed off about something, be pissed off about Niantic, and I'm about ready to fuel your fire right now. So over the last few months, there have been tons of reasons to be pissed off, and people haven't done so, and it really drives me nuts to hear people being pissed off about things that aren't important to the game the way the things that have been ignored are important to the game. Look at the coin. Struggle for coin. Look at the gyms. You know how easy it is to take down a gym with about any freaking Pokemon? That shit's kinda not right. Anyone's an original Poke fan. Come on. Look at legendaries. Everybody has a freaking legendary. Rural players. Isn't Pokemon all played out in the wild? I mean, there's so many things that everyone could be pissed off about. And there's a new one to add to the list, guys. So, you might have realized, if you've been raiding lately, you might have just got a Pokestop's worth of items instead of raid loot. Oh yeah, that's right. Potions were added to the raid loot because, well, the people who are only raiding are complaining about the fact that they don't have enough potions and revives and stuff. Well, not revives, obviously, because revives drop like mad, but potions to keep their Pokemon up for raids. Well, guess what? Now you're not getting any of the good loot. Well, not as much of the good loot. See, I was worried about this when it first happened, and I was hoping that there would be an extra item slot, essentially, that drops that you could have potions in, or it could go, get that instead of revives. But no! They can drop for all your loot. I just raided the other day and got literally revives and potions. Why the hell do I want to raid for a Pokestop? It's stupid. That's something to be mad about. Now, I'm kind of contradicting myself here because I feel like rare candies and TMs should be rare. But Niantic made the big mistake that they always make when it comes to this sort of stuff, and they gave us too much, more than they wanted to give us, and pulled it back. They took away. You don't do that with a game. You don't give a year of Stardust in coin being at the freaking amounts we were getting them and take it away, for example. So, with that all being said, there's plenty of other reasons for people to be pissed off about the game and focus their aggression towards something productive. You guys want to actually have any word and stuff? Bitch to Niantic. You guys want the game to progress and be better in a way that helps everyone out? Then bitch to Niantic. Those are the people to talk to, not us. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Mewtwo and Pokemon to prepare with. So you guys are probably wondering, why the heck Gyarados would be a good Pokemon to take against Mewtwo. And if you guys see over here, I have a pretty good high CP Gyarados going on from straight off evolution. I still haven't powered him up yet. But Gyarados is able to learn dark moves. And as we all know, dark moves are good against psychic Pokemon. So, that is, I mean, I know he doesn't get stabbed, but that is definitely a good Pokemon to have for Mewtwo, because of the fact that it is a really powerful Pokemon. But there are, of course, better Pokemon to have for Mewtwo. First on the list, because he's at the top of my list, is Tyranitar. Now, Tyranitar obviously can learn Bite and Crunch. I don't have Crunch on him because I still use him for the birds, but he's not necessarily the best thing to use against Mewtwo. Now, normally, if Mewtwo only has Psychic attacks, then you're going to be fine. But Mewtwo can apparently learn Focus Blast. Now, Focus Blast is a fighting move, and it will tear through any of your rock Pokemon that you have, so you have to keep that in mind. Now, Snorlax is an option, but you have to remember with Snorlax, too, that because he's got that normal going on, Focus Blast would also destroy him. And he doesn't get stabbed because he isn't actually a Ghost-type Pokemon. So, you know, it's an option, not necessarily your best. Now, Pinsir is a likely candidate, and you guys see mine has fighting moves on it, and I don't want to change it up because he is what I want him to be. He's a gym defender. But you can get bug moves on him, obviously being a bug, and they don't have poison going on. Plus, he's one of the stronger bug Pokemon that you can get. So, Pinsir is actually a viable option to take Mewtwo on. So you guys can see I've powered Danger Bug up a little bit, and I did have Steel moves on him. But with Mewtwo coming, I decided to go ahead and put Bug and Dark moves on him. Now, I was originally trying not to do that and evolved another Scyther, which turned out to be a waste of candy because he just got Steel moves too. So I figured I'd make my most powerful one my Mewtwo fighter, considering it's going to be less work to power him up. Now, Houndoom is going to be one of the best ones you can probably take him on with. Not necessarily because he's high defensively or anything, but he definitely has the stab going on and can learn dark moves. Now, I've been working mine up from a pretty low CP, but he had good IVs, and he was from Fire and Ice, actually. He's the only good Houndoom I got out of all of it, which is why I settled for the CP that I got. But yeah, Houndoom, definitely work him up. So before I get on to the last honorable mentions, I'm going to go ahead and throw in Rhydon, because Rhydon is actually capable of learning Megahorn. It's not a stab move, and he can still get smashed by Focus Blast. But if he doesn't have Focus Blast, Rhydon actually might last a little bit because of his defensive capabilities. So, I'm going to put him in there. Now, if I remember right, and I'm going to have to go look to make sure I don't sound like an idiot, but I'm pretty sure that Arcanine ends up getting Bite too. I'm not sure if he can get Crunch as well, but he doesn't have a weakness to Mewtwo going on. So, it's another possible option that you can have. And he's not the only one as far as fires want to go. Typhlosion also is capable of learning Dark, because I remember that he had Feint Attack when I first had him. Pretty sure it was Feint Attack. I know it was a Dark Attack. And then he's not the only fire type even. There's still another fire type. So you guys see here that I have a Ninetales that is set up essentially as a gym defender, but she is able to learn Feint Attack, which obviously is a dark attack, and you don't have the weakness going on. Now, all the Pokemon I'm naming from, well, a little bit before this on are obviously Pokemon that are not going to be nearly as effective to use, but it's better than going in empty-handed. So Granbull is one I didn't expect when I was looking through my list, and he actually is capable of learning Bite and Crunch, which I happen to have. So he's not really strong, but when it comes to my second string team, he's probably better than most of the other ones I have going on that team. So as much as it seems kinda to not make sense, Scyther would actually be usable too. Say you don't actually have enough candies to power up to a Scyther, but evolve to a Scyther, but you're able to power up Scyther. In a pinch, it might be something you can do because Scyther still learns Dark and Bug moves. Along with, that's pretty much the same moveset that I have on Scyther. So, kind of viable, not going to be as powerful, better than some of the other Pokemon. So last but not least of my honorable mention second string Pokemon, I'm going to go ahead and put Seeking in there because of the fact that it does get Megahorn. And I am rating these kinda on CP as well because my things are kinda graded to where if I get farther down on the list, they're just gonna be crappier and take more Stardust to actually evolve up. So, not super effective necessarily, but also not gonna have a weakness too. Might do the trick. Alright guys, so before we go, the last Mewtwo stuff that we need to talk about is what we know about exclusive raids. So, I know that I covered it a little bit, but we do have a better idea of what the time frame is actually going to be. So, through translation, I guess, of the other languages' announcement of it, it basically comes out to be a few weeks to a couple weeks or whatever before Mewtwo actually pops that your raids are being accounted for in those gyms that you're raiding at. So make sure that you're getting at least one raid in a day at one of the gyms that you want to make sure to be able to hit Mewtwo at if he pops. So basically, be raiding at the gyms that your raid team raids at the most commonly with your raid team. Aside from that, well, we're just going to sit and wait and hope. Alright guys, well there you have it. Sorry I had to get all serious on you at first, but I wanted to make sure to talk about the serious stuff before getting into the things that are going to be the helpful stuff that you actually want to hear. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, that YouTube stuff down below. Definitely make sure to subscribe if you guys found it helpful because I'm always trying to do the best I can to help the community out. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.